thanks for those of you that have been with us here today. Making our way through, we'll head to, we're going to Durham next. Megan Shoniker at UNH is now joining us here at our America East Women's Basketball Media Day, another first-year head coach in the program. We're both familiar, Megan. Thanks for being here. We're both familiar with Durham.
Yes.
We're excited for you, your first year. What have these past few months been like getting acclimated and trying to set a culture, set a tone for the upcoming year?
Yeah, they've been a whirlwind of emotions, exciting, chaotic, but for most part, all positive. There's moments where I'm just sit back and reflect, like, I'm really here. I'm really getting my shot. And it's been a humbling experience, but just really a positive one overall. I mean, the people in Durham, the people at UNH have just been so inviting and so supportive, and just really happy to be here.
I'm so excited for you, Megan. Congratulations officially.
Thank
I know
you.
I've congratulated you a few times, but
Yeah.
UNH is really, really lucky to have you. The community, I'm sure, has already gotten to know you a little bit. And like you mentioned, that's super important, I think, at any school. But just because obviously I have experience there, I think the alums are just some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Just that community, the coaches. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of those coaches probably are retired now from when I was there, but stay there for 25 plus years because it's just such a good place. So they're really, really lucky to have you. So just talking about like being a head coach for the first time, super overwhelming. We've kind of talked to a few people about this, but from my experience, one of the hardest things when you first get the job is your staff and trying to figure that out. And what's really important to you, and is it finding somebody X's and O's, somebody defensively, recruiting coordinator, all that. So you've put together a fantastic staff, by the way. I mean, just amazing, awesome people. Kennedy was on my staff years ago. She's my girl. But you just want to talk about your staff a little bit and how and how excited you are about having them and what you were looking for.
Yeah, I feel really lucky, to be honest with you. I think I've developed pretty good relationships with my entire staff kind of years prior to, really getting this job. And I had a idea in mind of the people I would hire when I got my first shot. And really what I was looking for is people who have the same, values as I do as a coach, which is take care of the student athletes, provide a positive student athlete experience, and then develop and help them grow as young women. And those things are really important to me. So I knew that already, speaking to, some of, Joe and Kennedy and, Jess and I's relationship got going, a little bit later on in the process. And then I lucked out with Alexa Brody, unbelievable player at Colgate. But really those were kind of the three areas. I just wanted people who, values aligned with mine. Didn't necessarily care about the experience or X's and O's or anything like that. I'm just a really big people person. I believe in like loyalty and trust. And I thought, all of my assistants embody those things. And I couldn't be any more lucky. I mean, they're unbelievable. They work their butts off. The student athletes love them. They keep me in check when I need to be kept in check. And it's been a fun couple months with them.
You've got some ties, of course, to the league. You were at Binghamton in 2019, and then the run you just experienced at Rhode Island. I mean, amazing success at the highest level, playing in some big games with that program. How did that tenure there, that run, that half decade or so at Rhode Island, get you kind of ready for this moment? And like you said, you were doing some reflecting, having this opportunity. But what exactly at Rhode Island has you ready for this moment now?
I couldn't have been, any more lucky to have been assistant coach, associate head coach under Tammy Reese. Tammy is a great mentor. She gives you a big voice, a lot of say, a lot of hands-on. Really, she gives you an area and she expects you to become an expert in that area, and she expects you to, go kind of full throttle in whatever responsibility she gives you, knowing that a lot of her assistants, have the goals and the dreams to become a head coach. And I was pretty vocal with her pretty early on about my, dreams to do that. And again, she just gave me a lot of responsibility, and it prepared me, right? Because in practices, I'm standing in there and I have to own our defense from start to finish. I do all the film breakdown, I do all the, in-game adjustments, things like that. And there's no better, teacher than in the moment and on your own feet and learning to kind of take the highs and the lows and the punches and the failures even. So I owe it all to her, really, that I'm ready for this moment. And I'm really fortunate that I was able to also learn a ton from her.
So do you call her like every day or like every other day?
Oh, that's funny. You know what? She was really busy with the Olympics, especially early on
Oh,
so I kind of laid
yeah.
off. And then, yeah, the past couple of weeks, we've actually been in touch a lot. Adne Amadou, who's on staff, is there as well. He was a big mentor to me too. So we keep in touch. And then Kelly Marone at Merrimack. I mean, I'm fortunate to have a lot of people around me who support me and are helping me navigate this. But yeah, I've definitely reached out to her a bunch and just for advice and help. So
Let's talk about the team. Some
yeah,
losses to the portal. Derek Roman graduates. Bella Stewart now in conference, intra-conference transferred to Albany. You do
yeah,
bring a couple players back. You've got some. You got. Is it Dechent? Excuse me if I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Eva Dechent
yeah,
coming over from Rhode Island, so that's a familiarity for you. What
yeah.
what does for New Hampshire basketball this winter? What's the mindset? How do you want to play? What's this team going to look like? You mentioned breaking down defensive film.
Mhm.
Defensive end of the floor is where it's going to start. Offense, take it wherever you'd like to go.
Yeah, I think our focus has been just growth every day and really buying into, and I know it's kind of a word everyone throws around is the process, but
Yeah,
really buying into how much better can we get each and every practice, each and every day. If my whole goal is if we have someone who comes in and watches our game on November 4th and they come and watch us, well, I don't even know when our last game is, right? But whatever our last game is, that they can 100% say, man, that's a different team. They've just gotten so much better. And, in the short period of time, we've showed a tremendous amount of growth, both as individuals and as a team already. And I think they're really bought into that right now. And, we've actually, to be quite honest, I've always been a defensive minded coach, although I was an offensive minded player, a defensive minded coach, but we focused a lot on offense. I looked at a lot of film, I watched a lot of games, and I thought, for the most part, their effort, their intensity, some of the things that they did were pretty good defensively. I really wanted to help us grow and improve on the offensive end and, get our pace up a little bit, more shots attempted, things like that. So our focus has been more so offensively. So fingers crossed I didn't make the wrong call and we're not, completely lost on the defensive end, but things are looking all right now.
And I think that's from my opinion, I think that's a great mindset to have, knowing that, Vermont and Albany nationally are ranked,
Yeah.
defensive. Yeah. So I've always thought that in the America East, when people kind of grind you down, if you can play a little bit more up pace and like you, it's funny that you bring up that you were more offensive minded as a
Oh,
player.
you're going to do it. You're going to do it to me, huh?
I think I'm going to do it. I wasn't going to do it, but you brought it up.
Yeah.
So most people know Megan
Yeah.
Shoniker was a great player at URI.
Oh,
She's number one in the record books for field goal attempts
hmm
at 38. She had 38 field goal attempts back on January 1st, 2011
yep.
against
You
UNH.
against you. Yeah.
I was
UNH
the
and
coach.
you.
And it was a
Yeah.
triple overtime game. We don't have to talk
Well,
about the outcome of it.
no, we could listen. They let me have it at my press conference. Every time I meet someone new, it's just brought up. So yeah, you guys got the L on
Oh
that
no,
one.
I thought I was going to be original.
Oh no, yeah. They really. So it was funny at my press conference. Someone randomly they had like the original box score. It was like a diehard fan, and yeah, so I had to kind of really swallow that at the press conference as well. But hey, I listen, shooters shoot. You can't be shy. I had the
That's right.
Kobe mentality, right? So
And you're number one in the
seriously,
record books forever.
yeah, yep. Hey, a record's a record.
No, seriously,
20.
Meg was an awesome player, just a competitor, and no doubt, Meg. Like once you get it rolling a little bit, and like I always say, your first year is like a honeymoon stage, right?
Yeah,
Just improve every day. I think you have a great mentality with that. Your players, some of the the portals, it's going to help you, and just who
yeah,
you are, and your reputation, and your work ethic, and you know what? I mean, it is crazy. I think sometimes how quickly things can just kind of happen, right? And I think where you guys are at right now, I don't have to tell you, but it's exactly where you need to be. You just
Exactly.
improve every day, and it's very similar. Not to make comparisons, but when I took over, at UNH, it was very very a lot of similarities, and I think that's just it's a great place to be, and I will forever be grateful for my time at UNH and Marty Scarano for giving me time to figure it out and bring in the right players and to get it going, because it's a tough league. America East obviously is a great league, but I'm so happy for you. You're gonna crush it.
I have big shoes to fill because you are like a living legend around here. Everybody.
That's
Oh,
not
yes.
why
I had
bring that
somebody
up.
say, well, if we
That's
could
not
have
true.
just brought coach, if we could have just brought Maureen back. And I was like, yeah, we should have. No, it was funny.
Probably all
Yeah.
those retired coaches that
Yeah.
aren't there anymore. No, I'm so happy for you and your staff, and you guys are working your butts off on the road this season. I was still out recruiting, and you just have a great reputation. You're gonna, you already have it going. So I'm really rooting for you, and good luck this year. You guys are gonna do great.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
29 points. I pulled up the box score. So this was your first year. I can't help myself. 29 points in 50 minutes. Megan, you took 38 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Maureen, your team took 71 for the game. So she took about just about more than half of what you even attempted in the game as a team.
Yeah.
She's a good shooter.
Okay. Yeah, in my defense, it was a triple overtime game, so you have to remember that, right? So it was basically almost a whole nother half. And a couple of our other, good offensive players fouled out. So I just took it upon my shoulders to just shoot every time I touched the ball, basically.
Not wrong.
So.
Lara Gaspar, 5 fouls. Caitlin Kieran's 5. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough. Someone's got to shoot the ball.
I feel bad now I brought it up, Meg. I can't believe they brought it up at your press conference.
Oh, it was fun.
I didn't know that.
I use it as a great opportunity to just teach my players right then and there. I was like, please just do as I say, not as I do. So, yeah.
That's funny.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to watching the Wildcats offense this year. And Maureen's right. I mean, the top of the league defensively. If one of these teams can figure out how to get in the 70s, we had Mary Grimes on earlier. She wants to score in the 70s too. Binghamton was a good offensive team last year, just like Maine was. So if you can get to that number come league play, you could be a challenge. So Megan Shoniker at UNH, first year coming up. Thanks so much for stopping by. This was fun.